Hey everybody, Jeffrey Powers here from Geekazine Think Magazine, putting a geek, and I'm in my backyard and I'm going to do a little bit of testing, a little bit of slow motion testing, and a little bit of damage testing. I got this little thing from HP. It is the RDX unit, and this is the disc cartridge. It's not a tape cartridge, it's a disc cartridge, and it's meant for backup, and it's a completely sealed cartridge, which they said that it can withstand a little bit of damage. Now think about this, if you're doing any type of tape backup, you've done this before. You disconnect the tape or the cartridge or whatever, disc tape, whatever, or external USB drive, and then you go and you put it on a shelf. Well, maybe as you're transferring it from point A to point B, you put it on the shelf, you accidentally drop it while trying to put it on the shelf. Maybe you've dropped it before putting it on a shelf, or maybe, like an earthquake or something like that happens and all of a sudden it slides off the shelf and falls to the ground. Well, in most other hard drives, that can be very damaging. But with the RDX, it's supposed to be able to withstand a 3-foot drop without a problem. That's what we're going to test today. Now, what I've done is I've grabbed 3 hard drives that people would use for any type of backup. We've got our USB backup hard drive right here. We've got a regular hard drive, which some people actually do. They get a special hookup where they'll just plop this thing in there and they'll do their backup and they'll put it on a shelf. And then of course we have the HP RDX unit. This is 2 terabytes worth of data, by the way, and we're going to drop it. And so I got the camera set up, I got the slow motion camera, and I tested it out with my white duct tape, as you can see right here. And so what we're going to do is now we're going to drop each of these drives, and then I'm going to go back in and we're going to turn them on, see if they survive the test. All right, first up, the normal hard drive. A lot of people do backups on these things, and like I said, they use a connector that hooks up to a USB drive that they can then plug and unplug them and put them up on a shelf and stuff like that. We're going to do about 3 feet, so about 3 feet is going to be about here, right about my neckline, even though it's a little bit more than 3 feet. So I'm going to drop it like this, straight down, kind of do a little corner shot, and we're going to get it right on the lines here. So let's go ahead and do this right now. So this is where the drop happened, right here. As you can see, it pushed in on the SATA drive, so that could possibly, this could have, a part right here could have broken off easily. But as you can see, this is all pushed up now. So it's possible that this could have affected the pins, and we might not be able to get a reading for this drive. This might be a dead drive right here. And of course, you can hear a little bit of shaking if I do that. Next up, we have the standard USB drive. I bought this at, like a Staples or an Office Depot or something like that. Full enclosure, SATA drive, hookups and everything. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna drop this next, and we're gonna do it right now. You see some damage already with this one as it kind of broke itself apart. All right, last up is the HP RDX 2 terabyte drive right here. We're gonna drop this right now, and we're gonna see how it goes. We're gonna do it on a slight angle, so it's gonna hopefully hit down right here. Quick inspection of this. We have, this is, I think this is the corner where it dropped. You see a little bit of damage right there. Probably if it doesn't insert too well, I'll probably be able to file it down a little bit and go from there. Otherwise, it's looking pretty good. All right, so here's the results. The internal drive did not survive at all. I hooked it up to my USB connection. It had a light so that it got power, but the computer couldn't read it at all. I tried inserting it several times. It just didn't work at all. The USB hard drive fared a little bit well. It actually hooked up and connected, although the case was pretty much smashed. I tried pushing it back together, but the tabs were all broken, so I'll have to get a brand new case for the USB drive. The RDX unit, without a problem. I inserted, I thought I had to file down the corner. Didn't even have to do that. I just inserted it, it read it, it wrote to it, and then I ejected it. no problems right there. So that is the drop test for the HP RDX for your backup. What do you use for backup? Let me know. Twitter me over at Geekazine, Think Magazine, Put in a Geek, or geekazine@gmail.com. We'll see you next time for the Geek Smack review.